Mercantile tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Math Water 2 with me, BlueAnkylo, and of course the live chat. In between recording episodes, we did a little bit of prep work for our coming up voyage. We're gonna sail as far, it depends on how far we can get in today's, like, it's getting late, so I'm not gonna go too much longer. But I'm gonna try to sail to Japan via sailing around South Africa and then heading towards India. We'll see if we can make it or not. We've been doing lots of math and lots of just talking trade routes and stats for the ships and stuff. So what I decided on after fiddling around looking for guns and stuff was that, hey, remember those glass beads we spent all that time working on? We can still sell glass beads for lots of money. And what about the rains down in Africa? Well, we guessed it rains down in Africa. But yeah, we can, man, it feels slow with two ships. Because the second ship is slower than the first ship. You gotta get some navigation skills, second dude, or I gotta recruit some more people that are better. Anyway, yeah, we're just gonna buy some glass beads and then trade them for some ivory. And take the ivory and sell that wherever we need money, basically. And we'll do a little bit of fast forward to save some time, because it's late and I've got a long way to go. It would be nice, make no mistake, to spend some time traveling around with our relatively large amount of money. We've got 170,000 gold to go around looking for some items to upgrade kind of our inventory for certain goods. Be kind of nice, but I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. So what I want to do is set up my ship, because we're gonna have two ships now rather than one, so we can sort of load up a little bit better than last time. I think 60 should be good for ship number 2. Will your trade fleet attack pirates? That's a good question. We will find out soon enough. And then my flagship, I'm gonna load a little bit with a little bit extra food and water because we have more crew on it. So I think that kind of ratio is probably okay for the moment. And instead of one ship with around 280, last time I had around 280 total storage space. Now we've got two ships with about double that much. So we're able to make more profit per trip. And if I was really just trying to play the merchant game, the real trick at this point in the game isn't really getting the fastest, best ship. Is to get the most cargo space. So you make a big fleet of 10 galleons and you can just trade so much more. That would be much more profitable. But that's not really what we're trying to play as this guy. We're playing as the discovery guy. And oh no, glass beads went up to 3 gold. I have to try. I only want to pay 2. Ah! That 1% increase in the market value put it up to 3. Rounding every time, guys. Alright. So we're just gonna max out on glass beads. I guess, buying these doesn't even really raise the... Because we're making such a small dent in the local economy in terms of total... Like, we might be buying a lot of glass beads, but their price is so small, we don't actually change the market rate. Like, we just bought, 500 glass beads. We didn't even change the market rate 1%. So, it's kind of silly. Anyway, let's get going. Now, I was looking up the charts. Technically, glass beads sell for more money in East Africa than in West Africa. So we've been selling them in West Africa, which averages around 100 gold per bead, or sorry, around 50 gold per bead. If we hold on to them for longer, we could sell them in East Africa for closer to 100 gold per bead. But we also know there's a port in West Africa that sells ivory, and it might be worth upselling, even though we're just trading it around, basically. Trading the glass beads for the ivory, because we'll be able to sell the ivory for more, like an additional profit, basically. But it's hard to say. Maybe we can buy some ivory in East Africa as well if we shop around. Let me, as we head towards Storm Waters, Storm Coast, let's make sure we save it. Now, it's hard to say if I'm actually traveling faster with my 2 ships. I think if I was just sailing one of these La Reals, I would be faster than we were with the now. But because we have 2 ships, our second mate, or whatever we're calling him, our second captain, I think he's slowing us, our overall fleet speed back down to kind of now speed. But overall, we can carry a lot more stuff, so, you know. And I assume he'll level up eventually. So while this storm is going on, let me just see if there's anywhere else that sells ivory. Because I kind of have a plan, but maybe there's somewhere that sells it that's cheaper. Oh, there's a couple places that sell ivory. Timbuktu is cheapest. We could go to Timbuktu. You guys want to see Timbuktu? Someone was talking about Timbuktu earlier. Let me locate Timbuktu on the map. Nope. Is it this button? There's so many buttons. So if we look in North Africa, oh, that's the south of the Caribbean. So where else would it be? Let's see. West Africa? There we go. Timbuktu. Let's see it on the map. So it's up a river. Think we should go up the river just to get cheaper ivory? I don't know. It's probably not really worth the time, but maybe that would be fun. This is assuming they actually have the industrial capacity to sell it, which may or may not be true. But it is the cheapest place to get ivory, apparently. We ran out of food and water. Oh, no. Good thing Abidjan was not very far away. So 2,600 gold down the drain. Well, down the drain, I say. Just travel expenses. Let's go to Timbuktu. We'll probably never go there again because it is kind of out of the way. Because you have to sail up the river. We should be able to find Mansa Musa up here somewhere. With his millions of gold. And just go buy out all of Asia, basically. I believe it's Mansa Musa or Mansa Musa. I don't know. My history is not great. I don't remember historical characters. Alright, let's see if Timbuktu works. They're allied with Portugal. We're friends with Portugal, right? This should be totally cool. Of course, we have to pay tax. There you go. So ivory at 72. Ooh, you can buy gold here. Man, that's tempting too. How much can we sell glass beads for? You know, 49 is pretty good. I know we can sell glass beads for more in East Africa, but this is fine. Also, selling all of these beads should lower the price of ivory a little bit. Also, hello, ski mask. Stupid taxes. We're definitely going to try to haggle, though. Let's go. Let's see if we can get it to like 62. Alright, we got it down to 64. That's slightly better. Why are you still here? I don't know. Hey. Alright, so we're going for around 280 or so. I need more room for food. We can't carry too much ivory. The only time you ever heard of Timbuktu was the aristocrats? It was a joke. It was always a joke for me as a kid. You get in trouble, you'll get sent to Timbuktu. Alright. Is that it? I wasn't looking. Hopefully I bought my ivory correctly. I probably could have... I probably forgot to, yeah, I forgot to, like, haggle on the second one. Alright, we're good. Little stop here in Timbuktu. Maybe we'll check for, captains or something. You followed from the Might and Magic videos. Well, good for you. Those have become far more popular than I ever would have imagined. Alright, let's get out of here. Full supply. And the sailing. Yeah. The fact that we're carrying all this heavy ivory is definitely impacting our foods, like our distance we can travel before we have to restock, which is... I like being able to sail for like 40 or 50 days without needing to restock, because then I can just forget about it. But it's fine. There's lots of ports. You just need to remember every 14 days or so. Keep an eye on your food. So we've got around, what, 550 ivory? Is this the same series as Uncharted Waters MMO? Yeah, this is just Uncharted Waters 2. The MMO came... Was it sort of like number 3 or number 4? Something like that. How far should I go before I buy food? Let's just check the map. Oh, we should be able to make it to Cape Town. That'll be fine. We've got the current with us. The wind might not be helping, but we don't really need wind with our rowboat. Not the same. But yeah, I've never played the MMO Uncharted Waters, so I don't really know what it's like. I've heard a fair number of people talking about it favorably, though. What an odd game to make an MMO. Yeah, I don't know. I wish they would have just stuck with, like, single-player exploration RPG, but... Nope. Let's make it an MMO. Alright, supply port. Really nothing to do here other than rebuy some more supplies. We could rename it, but... Alright, 2,000 gold in food, and we'll just keep traveling. So we are definitely, like, spending a fair bit of money for our travel. Yeah, Elder Scrolls Online. Ha 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 ha. It's hilarious, Drow. Honestly, the MMO is pretty old. Like, I have no idea if there are still servers on or anything. Like, the odds of having other people to play with might be very, very slim. But maybe it's one of those weird games where there's this little cult classic and people keep it going, basically. Who knows? Wonder where I should try to sell my ivory. I think Japan was kind of my plan, but man, it would be nice to buy some more food before we get that far. Like, you know, stock up on larger numbers of food. How's our crew morale? Our morale's fine. 68%. Remembers Ultima Online? Well, that was like an experiment in online. It's hard to even call it an MMO at that point. That was just like, well, we got an RPG. Let's see what happens if we connect people together online. It's basically just a single-player game that was tossed into multiplayer. 40 food. Let's see. We can make it to the next town. I'm pretty confident. Such a relaxing voyage around Africa. No storms lately. No St. Elmo's fire. No pirates or mermaids. Alright, we're just gonna stop over here in Aden. Buy some more food. Maybe we'll check the price here of ivory. At least we're getting level ups and all that. Alright. Luckily, it's allied with Portugal, which means we don't have to worry about, you know, the Turkish king kicking us out. So how much would ivory be worth here? Nothing. 70 market is garbage. Totally trash. Aiden sells nothing. Cotton, cloth, wool, cloth. Boring. Pirates of the Burning Sea. I guess there aren't very many, like, sailing exploration games, so yeah. When one comes out, people hang on to it for life. I have heard there's a couple new ones lately that aren't terrible. People have... I mean, Sea of Thieves is more like a combat, like, multiplayer action combat game or whatever, but... You know, that's what people want to play. Let me put a save down here, because we're heading into Uncharted waters. It's pretty good. But yeah, we haven't sailed this way yet, so we'll hopefully find some new villages and some towns along the way. Hey look, we found musket. Bad pun? It's not even a pun, it's the name of the game. And we are heading into Uncharted waters. So Hormuz and Shiraz, it's all good. Man, there's a lot of ports here. Qatar. I'm surprised at just how densely packed they put this area for towns. And Basra, sure. Anything in the rivers? Oh, these river systems could be promising. Do I have enough food? Oh, nothing in the river system. Come on. Is this the Indus River, or is the Indus River further east? Look, I don't really know geography very well, but I know there's an Indus River over here somewhere. It had a whole civilization at one point. It's somewhere east of the Middle East. Alright, let's just stop in Basra to get some supplies. Oh, maybe. Alright, at least the guards didn't immediately attack. Let me just check out Basra. You know, it seems like a neat place. You got anyone I can recruit? There are shark attacks? Are there shark attacks? I don't know, maybe. There's crocodiles that ate a bunch of people. Mermaids that ate a bunch of people. There's a couple monsters. There's probably sharks. Just check their goods while we're here. Cheese! Ooh, they sell perfume. I bet you we could make some money on perfume. If we were headed back to Europe or something, I bet this would be worth a lot of money. Have I ran through Baldur's Gate or Neverwinter Nights 2? Baldur's Gate 2 was a game I got as a teenager, and I think I completed the main Baldur's Gate 2, and then the expansion destroyed me. But I have intended to Let's Play Icewind Dale and Baldur's Gate at some point. I just haven't gotten to them yet. Yeah, I bet you this would be profitable. Coffee, perfume, those seem like good trade goods. But we're headed the wrong direction. They're just really big RPGs that take... There's a lot of reading. Like, I gotta be really committed to that Let's Play, because it's before voice acting, so... They're just really big and really text-heavy, so I definitely want to Let's Play them at some point. But, it's a significant time. Like, a lot of these games that I Let's Play, I pick games that are kind of easy to Let's Play, like... I don't know. Hopefully not 100 episodes every time. Baldur's Gate is a bit smaller. I don't know. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are pretty huge. Baldur's Gate 1's a bit shorter than 2, I think. But there's still an awful lot of text. No, they're awesome games. Like, you know, don't get me wrong. We found the Port of Dieu. Mon Dieu. Alright, I think we're hitting India now. We found a village. Hey, there we go. We haven't seen a village in a long time. This is what we're paid for. Our quest is to go to villages. All right, an exotic animal. We found a king cobra, the world's largest poisonous snake. When disturbed, it extends its ribs behind its head to form a flaring hood. Cool. Add one snake to the discovery list. We found the port of Goa. That's the one that the Portuguese, like, took over, right? Like, some Portuguese sailors were like, hey, India, by the way, this is our town now. And they probably killed a bunch of people. But yeah, there you go, Portugal. Because they had guns. And, you know, people in India probably didn't have guns yet. So we get some new music. We've traveled far enough to get some new culture groups. So that's cool. It's a good thing everyone speaks English, because otherwise I don't know how we'd ever trade. Just curious what they sell in Goa. Ginger, ooh. Look at all these spices, so exotic. The people in India still thought guns meant biceps. Universal translators, yeah. Is the cobra venomous instead of poisonous? Oh, let's not get too on top of 1993 translators not knowing the difference between poisonous and venomous. People still mess that up in the 2019s. Still, there's some good potential investments. I want to see if we can sell ivory for good money. Nope, they don't care about ivory. Semantics. I think people know what you mean. Even when you say the word poisonous, even if you don't mean I ingested it and got poisoned by eating it, people know what you mean. Alright. Thank you, Harbor Helper. Let's continue. Should we check all these ports out? Nah. We found Cochin. Man, there's a lot of ports in India. Who would have thought there's people that live in India? There's lots of people here. Ceylon. Oh, that's like that little island, right? Yeah, a little island off the coast of India. Great place to invade in Europa Universalis 4. That's your entry point to southern India. Don't go for Goa, go for Ceylon. Still got a bit of food. Venomous creatures are poisonous if you eat the venom sac. I've heard that generally, actually, if you ingest venom, your stomach can mostly handle it. Like, if you get bitten and it gets into your bloodstream, you're in trouble. But actually eating it into your stomach is potentially problematic, but not guaranteed problem. Because your stomach is so acidic, it breaks the venoms down pretty quick. I wouldn't recommend it, but yeah. We found the Inla Lake. The people who live here have built their homes and fields on the island that floats on the surface of the lake. Now that's pretty cool. Well, of course it depends. I'm not saying this is a universal truth. I'm just saying I have heard that typically in eating venomous snakes isn't a huge problem as long as you don't get it into your bloodstream. I don't recommend you go out there and start eating venomous spiders. But you probably could if you had to. Alright, this village is gonna make us work for it. We found the hornbill! Snakes always sounded tasty. I've heard they taste like chicken, like everything tastes like chicken, right? A friendly, large-billed bird that makes a hissing sound to intimidate its enemies. Sometimes grow up to 60 inches. 5-foot tall hornbill? That's ridiculous. That's as tall as me. Well, I'm taller than that, but it's almost as tall as an adult. Alright, we need to find some port to buy some food soon. The port of Pasai. Well, that sounds promising. Or Malacca. Sure. Malacca. Sure. Malacca. Probably. I mean, I don't actually know how any of these things are pronounced. Like, I've never been to Malacca, but I assume it's pronounced something like that. Not Malacca. But the people who live there probably have their own name in their own language, so let's just enjoy the music for a second. The developers of this game definitely put a lot more time into various culture regions, like tile sets and music and stuff. Considering most of the game occurs in Europe, it's pretty interesting. Hello, BlueAnkylo. How does he know my name? Oops. We can buy cinnamon for 2 gold? Pepper for 2 gold? Ginger for 2 gold? Oh man, Malaka doesn't know Malaka doesn't know the value of cinnamon or ginger. That stuff's... Let me just look up the price of this stuff in Europe, because, like... Hold on a second, guys. I'm just curious. This is just a little bit of math. Not really math. Ginger. This is as cheap as ginger ever gets. What does this say? I got confused. You can buy ginger for a base price of 3 in Oceania. You can sell ginger for up to 70 in Northern Europe. That's actually not quite as good as the, it's not quite as good as the glass bead trade. It's not bad, but 2 to 70 is not quite as good as 2 to 100. But that's cool. That's cool. Let me see. What else is there? Cinnamon. Let's see what cinnamon says. Cinnamon would be better than ginger. You can sell cinnamon in... Let's see. What does that mean? OTT? What's that? Ottomans? Iberia, Northern Europe, Mediterranean, North Africa. Must be OTT. Must be the Ottomans. So if you can get cinnamon all the way back to Istanbul, you can buy it at 2 and sell it for 150. That would be pretty sweet. It's a long trip. But that's pretty awesome. Cool. There are a lot of trade goods in this game, so it's hard to keep track. Oops. I mean, a lot of biological substances, if you boil them or cook them, they definitely change properties. That's doesn't mean it'll be safe, but yeah, it's pretty standard. I wouldn't expect poison to work the same once it's been boiled. All right, so ivory's 121 here. I'm looking for somewhere to sell my ivory because I have a bunch, and I'm just trying to see if it's worth. I think I want to get it all the way to Japan now. Because we should be able to sell it for closer to 300. That's way better. And we're not too far away from Japan now, so we definitely can make it. Boy. Alright, well we had enough fun in Malacca. This was a nice place. We've probably spent like 10,000 gold in foods just getting here. But that's fine. Found Bankai? I don't know. Banco. Ivory katanas. That's what... Well, they need the ivory to make the hilts, right? Let's have a look at our world map just so you guys can see how far we've gotten. We've made pretty good progress. I know there's a whole bunch of islands in Oceania. Or just Indonesia, this kind of area. I'm not going to go exploring them all just this second. Because I want to get to Japan, because it's late and I need to end my stream. And I said we get to Japan before we ended the stream, so that's the plan. And apparently, one of my stats that I've been leveling up makes it easier to entertain locals and find stuff. So it shouldn't take as long to find these discoveries as it used to. Ruins of an ancient civilization. We found Angkor Wat. Ruins of a temple constructed by the Khmer during 12th century. The name means Temple of the Capital, measuring 2,800 by 3,300 feet. It contains concentric walled courtyards surrounding a central structure of beautiful towers. The only other game I've seen with Angkor Wat was The Illusion of Gaia, and it was a terrible dungeon. But probably more games should use places like that. Oh, I guess Civilization has Angkor Wat, sure. Sure, I'll give you that. I was just thinking of RPGs where you actually explore it rather than strategy games. Alright, let's head up to China. Maybe we can find a cat. I hear they have cats over here. They should have sold cats in Egypt. That would have made sense. We found Hanoi! Don't be annoying, chat. It's late. Can't help it. Alright. Now, I don't know if this will count for ivory or not. Let's find out. So they sell coral, porcelain, pearls, tea. Tea, totally Chinese. That's perfect. Wouldn't Egyptians value cat above money? It's possible, but... I mean, cats breed really effectively. They should have lots, like... There we go. Market rate, almost 300. That's as good as we're going to get pretty much anywhere, so we'll sell. I'll sell the other boatload somewhere else. Because I would have lost 4% if I sold the other boatload at the same time. Let me just look at my chart if anything here is worth picking up. Coral for 72 is the specialty. If we picked up coral, maybe on our return trip to Europe or something, we could... Where is it here? Coral, coral, coral. We can sell coral for about 300 back in the Ottoman area again. It's a bit farther away. But 280 in Europe, that's not bad. 70 to 280 or 290. I'm not going to buy them at this exact second, but that's a reasonable thing to pick up for our return trip, just to make sure we're making money. I did just make like 70,000 gold or something. Did anyone want to do the math? 250 times 300 or so. That's a pretty good amount of money, right? I'm looking for an item shop before we leave. We're almost at Japan. A golden dragon? Oh, that would be sweet. I made 75,000 gold? Not bad. Look at this. Cool Chinese sword. It's probably not as good as a katana if we go all the way to Japan, but still pretty sweet. 18,000. 250 times 300? Yeah, somewhere around there. And I did pay 114 or somewhere around... No. I paid about 70 per ivory, so the profit was around 230 per. A nice little silk shawl. That's actually cheap enough you could buy it for no big loss. You know, if I was a real explorer, I would be bringing all kinds of cool oriental treasures home back to Italy, but I'm cheap. I only bring things that make money. Okay, let's supply up a bit. I can't just... No, I can't auto-supply because... It'll take up all my inventory space. I don't want it to do that. There we go. Alright, that's fine for now. No treasure for Italy. If they want it, they can sail out here. That's right. Alright, so that's Hanoi. I think there's Beijing. There might not be very many Chinese cities for whatever reason. Macau. Alright. Wait a second. Is this even China? Is Hanoi... No, Hanoi is... Lan Nam or something? I don't know all these nations. Come on, guys. I'm just gonna skip a couple. There's too many. There's too much. Too much geography. It's too late. It's 1:30 a.m. We found Zaitan. Well, that's a pretty cool sounding city. I have to stop by Zaitan. Any city that starts with a Z, totally worth checking out. Well, this looks more Chinese. I think we may have arrived. Maybe we can get that cat now. Let's just progress the time a little bit so the shop opens up. We should be checking for mates to join up as well. Stay away from Nam. It's still early. Hey, it's a cat! One cat. How much does a cat cost? 2 grand. Deal. Just don't get 2. As long as you don't get 2, you're okay. Anyone who played Dwarf Fortress knows what happens once you have 2 cats. Because once you have 2 cats, you have 8 cats, which means you have 16 cats, which means you actually have 100 cats, which means actually you've got 1,000 cats, which means the game crashes, and that's the end of your time. Nobody to recruit. Alright, well, Zayton was a good choice. We got ourselves a cat. I didn't even notice. They didn't sell anything else, right? Nothing worth checking. Hello, BlueAnkylo. How about... Yeah, let's just sell our ivory. That's fine. Another 280. So we're going from 210,000 to 300,000 gold. Good profit. And we can buy silk here. Ooh, silk could be really good. 65,530. Oh no, you've overgone. You've gone one too far, Jarrell. Too much. You had 1 cat, and in the course of 3 years, we had 80 cats. Yep. Alright, I'm just gonna check pearls and silk, because silk sounds super valuable. This is like the whole Silk Road, right? Was to get silk from here to, like, Europe. Seems like that's what it was all about. Now, there's silk cloth, which is different than silk. This is just silk. Maybe it's the same thing. Maybe my guide doesn't tell the difference. No, there's silk and silk cloth. Silk cloth is worth a little bit more, but costs a bit more to buy. Silk, we could buy for 27, 28 approximately, but only here in Eastern Asia. And we can sell it for 240. That's not as good a deal as the other stuff, right? We had, what was the other really good deal we had? There was something that was like... I feel like we had something that was better than that. But 27 to 240 is pretty good. Definitely not bad. Silk cloth is actually not much better. It's like 30... It's a different place to get cloth, but it's... Buy for 30 at lowest, sell for 260 at best. It's actually not worth it, really. So, buying some silk for 27 or 28 approximately. Pretty good deal. Art, I think that's a good price for art too, but... Yeah, you can sell art for about 400. That's a 260 profit per item. But silk is actually another 260, but it's got a lower sort of investment cost, which is kind of better. Interesting. I'm not going to worry about it right now, but next live stream, oh boy, we're gonna have to pick out what we want to buy to bring back to Europe. It's going to be exciting. All right, so that was Zayton. Let me look at my map here. Oh, we're actually already getting past Japan, I think. So now we shouldn't need to worry about the rat event ever again. Stealing our food. I feel like there should have been Beijing, but maybe not. Maybe I'm going too far north. No, it would be this little inlet, right? Lushun, maybe? A big gaming community. Can we add you as a streamer? I don't know what gaming community you're referring to specifically, but I mostly just stream my own stuff, so it's all good. We found Chang'an, which probably I need to stop at to buy some food. Should I keep going? Oh man, risking it. Can you bring back a platypus? That'd be sweet. Don't think you need to do anything. Probably should have stopped by Chang'an or whatever. I also probably should have stopped at Japan and not kept going. But I'm addicted to villages. Come on. Oh, this is going to be scary. What are we going to find here? It's going to eat us. We found the ruins of an ancient civilization. Well, it's not a platypus, but we did find the Great Wall of China. 1,500 miles long, 25 feet high. Truly a great wall, constructed over many generations by Chinese rulers as a defense against raid by Mongols. Mongolian raiders. Alright. It's possible there was more to do up there, but I'm gonna run out of food. So let's stop by Chang'an. And because it's getting late, I'm just gonna kind of speed through this a little bit quick. And I'm gonna stop. I want to stop by to see if there's anyone to recruit, because I don't want to be super lazy. Can the wall stop platypuses? I don't know. Can they fly? They have wings. Man, if we were telling the story of a platypus to someone in, like, Portugal or something, how would you ever explain it? Well, it's venomous, but it lays eggs and it swims, but it sort of has wings. But it breastfeeds its young, but kind of looks like a beaver, but only sort of. Silk cloth. There's where you get silk cloth. A little bit further away than the last one. Alright, supply. Yeah. Oh, no. Do it manually, don't be lazy. I mean, I'm a lazy Ankylo this time of night, but don't be super lazy. Just use lots of super speed, that's the main thing. Alright, that's fine. 16 days. Now, is it worth... Lazy Ankylo's best, your voice is soothing. Well, that's nice to hear. I'm gonna save here just in case it's a dead end. But I'm gonna quickly check the end of this river out. Because I would hate to miss a village. But yeah, there's... Oh, there's another village. I thought that would be just a dead end. Well, good thing I explored it. We found an exotic animal. Will it be a platypus? It is a hedgehog. Another crazy mammal. That's pretty cool, though. Small mammal with an arsenal of prickly spines on its back. It rolls itself into a ball when threatened. Does it murder rats? Well, it's sort of a... It's a spiky rat. Another village. Wow, this is a good river. We're gonna have to decide next live stream if I'm gonna sell these discoveries or if I'm going to give them to the King of Italy. Was the hedgehog blue? No. Alright, villagers. Find me some treasure. How much entertaining will it take? We found a panda! The dumbest animal in the planet. A large bear-like black and white animal found at high altitudes in mountainous regions. It's friendly and very, very stupid. Only kept alive by the donations of people who think they're cute. It's not dumb, it's just lazy. No, a sloth is lazy. A panda's dumb. I'm pretty sure I remember reading something about pandas having... Basically because they just kept getting dumber evolutionarily because they kept falling from higher and higher heights. So they kept getting less and less brain and more skull and whatever the fluid is called, the cerebral fluid that protects your brain. And it just kept making them stupider, so they kept falling more often and they kept needing a bigger skull to protect themselves. So that's just how they went. So they ended up pretty dumb. Specialized into one type of food, and if I remember correctly, they're so dumb they won't eat bamboo leaves on a plate. They can't recognize that it's food. They have to eat it off of a stick because they're really not very smart. Not trying to rag on them too much, but like they really aren't very intelligent as far as bears and mammals go. Actually, bamboo is... Yeah, it is bad. It's basically so poisonous it nearly kills them. But it's also the only thing they eat. That's how dumb they are. They eat a plant that's bad for them. Plant worm. Hey, I've never... What? A strange insect that transforms itself into a fungus? It's highly valued in China as a tonic and an elixir. What did we just find? This looks like a Pokemon. Alright, let's get away from plant bug. Now, I need to stop going further north, I think. We found the port of Nagasaki. No, I don't. I went exactly as far north as I was supposed to go. We found Japan, guys. Congratulations, Nagasaki. I found science. Alright. First Japanese port. I wonder how many... If you were a programmer for this game that lived in Japan, how many ports would you put on your home island? 2, 5, 10? All of them? Oh, 12:30 a.m. Is that the right time? Not quite. There's some secret items in the middle of the night if you show up at the right perfect time. 1 is definitely more than 1. 3 might be more accurate. We could try to recruit Jack Diffson. How would you like to join our crew, Jack Diffson? We're actually not high enough level. That's ridiculous. We're actually pretty high level, dude. So that might be one of those super mates that starts at like level 20 or something. And he just won't join you until you've gone a long way. Does anyone know if Jack Diffson is like an amazing, awesome mate to join up later? I mean, you can call me a noob, but like, my dude's pretty high level. Look at this, level 16, like, it's pretty awesome. We're a pretty good sailor. We've like maxed out a lot of our sailing stats. You want to play Rocket Slime again? I don't think I ever played that one. Alright, what do we sell in Nagasaki? They have cats! They also have Japanese swords. I wouldn't be surprised if it's basically what... No, isn't there S-rank weapons? Outside of, like, legendary artifacts, I bet you it's the best weapon in the game. Because it's made in Japan, right? For the low, low price of 20k. Let's not get into who would win, a samurai or a knight. It's 1524. There's guns. They both lose. Yeah, star tier. I thought there were. We'll starve with no provisions. Oh, I forgot to check the trader here. Before we sail, I gotta check the trader. Samurais are cool, duh. It's knights versus pirates versus samurais versus one guy with a gun. And not like, well, I guess a 1524 musket's probably not the most reliable, to be fair. Alright, what do they sell in this town? Silver! Ooh, silver could be good. This is a very low price for silver. You can sell silver for about 260 back in North Europe. That's pretty good. That's a good, that's 200 plus increase. Knights can take the hit, they're well armed. Depends on armor quality. I'm not going to buy anything today. I'm just shopping around. But I will finish exploring Japan. That'll be the last thing for today's episode, today's stream. Yeah, the main... I've heard that too. The main advantage to Japanese samurai weapons, like the katanas and whatever other various swords they made, it wasn't so much that they're the best sword in the world, it's just they had really bad iron. And if you'd made an equivalent, similarly designed, like European longsword out of that same iron, it would have been terrible. So it's the technique that makes up for the bad iron, basically. But I am also pretty confident that a proper, actual, like, European longsword from the same time era would hold up just as well, if not better, to a katana, if I remember correctly. But let's not get too far down that rabbit trail of which one's better, because it's pointless. Hey, a cultural artifact. We found a Namahage, a fabled demon that kidnaps and devours bad YouTube viewers. The legend was told in a traditional festival where men disguise themselves as demons to scare the town's children. There you go. Remember, someone was asking how spooky this game is? Pretty spooky. We've got literal demons scaring people around in masks. Alright, now does that count as 4 towns? I think that counts as 4 towns. There might not be any more on the North Island, though. I don't think it was colonized this early. The real problem was the furnaces were too bad. Like I said, I'm not going to get into it. They didn't have very much iron ore, though, as a whole. Like, depends on where you are geographically, you get much better quality metals. Alright, let's check out Sakai very quickly. At almost 2 a.m. Where's your weapon shop? A Japanese demon that's not a cute girl? Uh-oh. We'll find one eventually for you. So they've got a mermaid bracelet. That's neat. 10 grand. And another Japanese sword. Come on, where's my samurai armor? That's what I'm really looking for. Also someone I can recruit. After Jeff Diffson, we haven't seen anybody worth recruiting. They've got a guild here, or whatever that's called. What are these places? I always forget what these do. It's like part of the story or something, probably. Does the bracelet repel mermaids? No, the figurehead does, oddly enough. That's why we haven't had so many bad events. We have much better figureheads now. Alright, silk cloth for cheap. That is very cheap. If we wanted to bring that back to Europe, that'd be good. We'll compare potential purchases next stream. We'll pick something to buy and bring back to make some good money. But we still have a little bit of Japan to explore. Ahoy, Captain! Oh, good, a storm. Thanks, Japan. Not damaged. That's good. I suppose the east coast of Japan does get a lot of storms. I believe that is traditionally correct. So it looks like they might only have, man, a couple proper shock, like, they might only have 2 or 3, whatchamacallit, ports where you actually go shopping. Maybe 2 ports, a supply port, and a village. So 4 would be the total number of stops here, maybe? Maybe? Before I stop there and end our session, I'm just gonna check this little island to the south. I forget the name of it. There's nothing there. It's worth a try. Too far. We're in World War II, there was something there for sure. Good job, Roberto, getting a level up. Cisco getting a level up. I wonder if you get, like, extra... You might get, like, extra experience for surviving, whatchamacallit, storms. Alright, well, I think we're going to call that a stream and an episode. We made pretty good progress, you know? I wish Nicolo was a bit better at sailing so he could go faster. But, you know, he's doing alright. And here I am, don't forget. Maxed out flag and anchor skills. And pretty good at other stuff. The fist and sword skill, once we start doing combat, if we get to combat, will certainly help us out with that those stats. Like, we'll get some combat levels. We got lots of fame. Pretty good amount of money, almost 300,000 gold. And I would expect... if we take another big haul of whatever we bring back, whether it's art or silk or whatever, ginger, we'll be able to sell it for another probably 100,000 gold back home, plus our discoveries. We'll probably have enough money, if we can find enough decent mates, to basically fill out our fleet. So we have more than 2 ships. We'll probably get up to like 4 or 6 ships at some point. Because I think we'll have the money to kind of bulk out And then at that point, we'll be able to carry a lot of goods to make lots of money. And I think we might need to start thinking about some story quests, but you know, we still got lots of time. There's no rush or anything, but we'll figure it out. So future tubers, thanks for watching. That's all for the moment. And I will see you back for more Uncharted Waters another time. Have a great day.